what do you actually need to do to help the shape?
Well, there is a lot of tea with lemon and honey. I don't know. Games are really changing these days. It's all first-person shooters and military and stuff. So for my workload, there is almost every week I'm now yelling "grenade, get down" or something akin to that. And I don't know. I went to theater school. I did plays. I played to a 2,000-seat theater where we had to project and we did vocal warm-ups. But this it's different. The mic's much more intimate. And sometimes the only way to do it is to do it. And I focus on my schedule a lot. I try to make sure that if I'm playing a Lizard Man on Monday, I don't have anything to do on Tuesday or Wednesday or Call of Duty type stuff. Because I was on a game that I won't name, so I don't want to burn any bridges, but I was like screaming, "Ah, rah, we're going to get down," and doing 8 takes on some of these, which is a lot. It's more than you should do. And suddenly we got to a quiet section, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, is there no more loud stuff?" "Oh, no, we got more loud stuff." "Oh," and they asked me what was wrong. I'm like, "Well, typically you want to keep these sessions shorter and do the quiet first and then go to the loud." And they're like, "Oh, well, Lee, we got a lot for you to do, or can you do it?" I'm like, "I can do it." And I started panicking in the back of my head thinking, "My God, am I the only one who doesn't know how to do this the safe way?" And they're like, "No, this is day 2. And they just hadn't realized that they were murdering people. And a week later, every Asian in town was calling to scream at them. So that's too long and convoluted an answer. I don't do any vocal warm-ups, but I do drink a lot of tea, and I do scream myself hoarse a lot.
Yeah. I just have a one-word answer. Ricola. No, it's kind of cool. I usually get to sessions at the beginning, and I'm sure Liam does this too. It's not always possible, but you can kind of ask your director, "Hey, do you have a lot of screaming to do? This stuff at the beginning of this 4-hour session looks like it's pretty loud and crazy and gut-wrenching and going to kill my throat, so can we wait and do this at the end?" And most of the time they say, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then, as Liam said, sometimes they say, "Well, the whole 4 hours is going to be like this." And then you just pray you don't have anything to do for the rest of the day or the day after, just like you said. All right, who's
Bogeys at 1 o'clock, bogeys at 2 o'clock, bogeys at 3 o'clock, bogeys at 4 o'clock.
Or when your character manifests into some creature and you're screaming, "Die." No, nobody wants to hear lightning do that, sorry. All right, how about over here, a guy with the armband. That's a tough question, I think. Yeah, well, thanks, man. Awesome. Put me on the spot. For me, I find something in each character that I really enjoy. Sometimes I don't realize how much I like a character until a few sessions in. Sometimes it takes me a few sessions to understand what that character is really about. I think Liam and I are both, we come to voiceover through acting, not through what the voice sounds like, but through, who the character is. And I think sometimes that sort of makes it so that we find, even if it's a bad guy we're playing or someone who's kind of obnoxious, we find something about them that we like. So I don't have a favorite, man. I'm so sorry. I love them all.
I like when a script is funny. We spend so much time doing action and adventure stuff, and things like prismatic blast, lightning barrage, and I love doing it. I love ninjas as much as you guys do, but occasionally something is
okay,
nice
no,
when there's something different.
Y'all messed up.
I think it just got announced in the news recently that Midway's This Is Vegas game got canned. But I worked on that. I got to play like a Hunter S. Thompson type clone, and it was all about whiskey and LSD, and you don't get to do that in a Naruto game. And then I really liked the game Nier. I don't know if any of you played that, but I was a floating magic book, and I just got to act like James Mason and call it hermaphrodite hussy the whole time.
Yeah, intricate writing is nice.
Yeah.
Sarcasm, stuff that's funny. It's nice to wrap your brain around it instead of just shouting and expletives.
Our powers are one.
Guy with stuffed square in the air.
If you want to ask a question, you're probably going to have to stand up.
Light? stupid enough.
You haven't seen how big of a serial killer he is.
No, I haven't. See, this is an unfair question.
He turns into
because
a
the
giant
episode's first.
monster made out of cookie dough.
Dude, I
suppose you
have.
would just look at him and say, right.
I'd look at him and say, right. And then I'd kill him with my gun blade.
Oh.
It would make sweet, sweet love.
Oh.
Lightning would die in Juliet.
They'd have little pink-haired babies. All right, in the back.
Yes, this is a question. I was wondering if you can do Gara's coffin sand barrier.
Sure.
Yes.
I've had a rough work week, so I'm going to do them on a medium level.
Okay.
High level.
It doesn't matter because Gara's my favorite character, and plus he's my Kazakage. So.
All right. Thank you. Here we go. Sand coffin. Sand burial.
Yes. Thanks. Yeah.
I'm much more interested in hearing your answer than trying to remember what happened with Dist. I remember Dist being a big flamer and being very flourishy, but I don't remember what happened in the room. Oh, well, obviously, Dist was in a black rubber suit and tied to a chair, and obviously Jade had a number of props and feathers and stuff like that. So, that's all I can say. No, it's make-believe. I make-believe that I'm a soldier. I make-believe that I'm getting beaten with a riding crop. I make-believe. It's all make-believe. I mean, we're doing the same thing we did when we were 8. It's just, there's more production value.
You mean the same thing by pretending, huh?
Hell yeah.
I didn't say the same thing.
I
I
will.
was 15.
You were doing that when you were 8. Liara, actually, when I did the first Mass Effect, like I said, that was my very first game, so I really wasn't sure what I was doing, and we didn't get to see any of the art playing out. I only had drawings of Liara and kind of what she looked like. So there were scenes where I was making interesting sounds or saying things like, "By the goddess." And I really didn't know why I was saying those, because it wasn't playing out on the screen in front of me. So there were times that I thought I was dying. And apparently I wasn't dying. Or maybe I was, just in a different way. It was interesting. I did like, though, I actually enjoy it. It's not uncomfortable in the way that we're in the studio by ourselves. We're never working with another actor. In video gaming, I haven't, anyway.
I very rarely work with other actors. That's happened 2 or 3 times. But
yeah, usually we get to meet each other after the game's all said and done. We've worked for months opposite each other, but always in a studio, so I sometimes get to hear what the other actors are saying, but I never actually meet them face to face. So in that way, it's not awkward, because we're just kind of all by ourselves in there. And also, I have to say about Liara, I actually enjoyed the artistic way that they did everything in that game. It kind of reminded me of the old Hollywood movies, where everything's kind of backlit, and it suggests things, but it doesn't actually blam put in your face. I thought it was kind of romantic, very artistic. But not that awkward. Especially when they don't really tell you what you're doing.
There's a Connie.
Who's over there? Oh.
Connie, can we see the full Connie? Connie, there you are.
Ooh, there she is.
Yes, Gara. For me, it's the tie between Gara and Nightcrawler. He's a 13-year-old murderer who makes 50-foot tall waves of sand. can only hope my son is that awesome when he's 13.
Nice.
And I love to chew scenery, and Gar, he doesn't do it so much anymore because now he's reformed, but he did back in the day. And then Nightcrawler, I was a huge X-Men fan with comic books when I was a kid, and Nightcrawler was my favorite character, so to get casted him, I just did a backflip and ran around the room and did victory laps.
I like each one of the characters the same. I think we had a similar question earlier, but I think it's before you got here. I like different things about each character. Sometimes I start out not liking a character, and I end up figuring them out, who they are. The answer is lightning. The answer might be lightning. I don't know.
What?
I like me some Mayara. I like me some Karen for her annoying side. I really like that. All right, over here.
I think he sounded like this, but that was slightly over a decade ago. I do remember saying this a lot. Suzuki.
Over here, next to, in the middle. I see you. There you are.
Would you quote lightning and say Wrath of Odin?
Wait, quote lightning and say Wrath of Odin? Yeah. I don't know if I can do it exactly the same. Wrath of Odin. Does that work?